Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel, and today we're looking at a very cool and very interesting technological gadget, and that is the SB watch. A very good piece of equipment, one that I love, one that I've wanted to buy for myself for years, and I've decided to finally purchase it for me. Yeah, I'm really excited about reviewing this and tell you more about it and tell you what exactly you're getting, some of the positives, some of the negatives. So let's not stick around here some more. Let's roll the intro and get straight into the nitty gritty. Perfect. So you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about the SB watch. Now, what is the SB watch? In simple terms, the SB watch is the ability to put your watch in the hand of your spectator or on the table, or have them hold on to the straps face down after having set a time. They then proceed to name any time that they want, any time in the day that they want that has any importance to them, and that is exactly the time that you had set on your watch. So unfortunately, I can't really do a performance for you because you do need to get the time on the watch. And to do that, you need some external devices, and my device is used to film this video. So unfortunately, due to my setup, I cannot physically perform this effect for you, but I will tell you how this would work. So you would essentially have the watch on your hand. You would then proceed to tell your spectators that you want to try something with them and that you're going to set the watch to a specific time in the day. So you're going to turn the dial and set it to right there. I think that's exactly that. So I'll have them place their hand flat, and I'll just place this just like that in their hand. So now I'd ask them to think of a moment in their life and think of a time that's specific to them. So imagine this is my phone, okay, right? Because you're gonna need that, but essentially you would do that. So you would ask them to think of a specific time in their life that means something to them that you couldn't possibly know. So for them not to think of maybe like 5 minutes ago when something interesting happened, or this morning, think of a very specific time in their life from the past that really had an impact on them. So they're gonna do that, they're gonna think of that time. And then you proceed to tell them, perfect, so for the sake of everyone, what is the time that you're thinking of? And let's say it's 2:33 a.m., right? Then you would say, okay, so 2:33, that's not something that I could just go on here on my Facebook and type your name on Facebook and then find one of your latest posts that's like, oh, at 2:33 a.m. this happened. Or if I go on your Instagram, right, and I type your name, it's not going to be the first thing that pops up. It's not something that's readily available. Would you agree? They would say yes. And then you tell them, I really had a feeling that you were going to go for that. Can you turn it over? And they're going to turn over the watch. Of course, here it's not set, but then they would see that you had set the watch to 2:33 a.m. Okay, so that is essentially what this does and what you can accomplish with this watch. So having said that, where do you buy this? How much does it cost? And what do you get? So you can buy this at illusionist.com for now. I also think you can buy it directly from the creators themselves. I really don't want to butcher their names. So yes, you can buy it from them as well, from their website. I think it's Benke Smith Magic or something like that. The website, you can check it out. You can find their products there, and you can purchase the SB watch directly from them or through Illusionist, which I think is like they're a third-party seller, or they have like some kind of agreement. I bought mine from Illusionist because I had free shipping rather than having to pay additional shipping, etc. But I got mine from there. Additionally, this is going to cost you and set you back $349 US. So this is a very expensive piece of equipment here. It's a very expensive piece of equipment, but sometimes they do run some sales on it on their website, as well as sometimes on the Illusionist website. And I managed to get mine during a quick sale on Illusionist. So I managed to grab mine for a bit cheaper than the retail price, which I'm very thankful for. But nonetheless, it is $349. And what you get is two things, really. You get your watch. So you can choose the type of watch you get. You can either get the black watch, which is black on black on black with the white dials. So you can do that. Or you can get a watch which has like a blue strap, I think, with like a white background here and black numbers instead of white numbers. So essentially think of the opposite of what you're seeing here. And then you can also get a pocket watch, which is, I think for a lot of people, they love that one. So it's a pocket watch. So you can get like a pocket watch that with like a chain that you carry around, like yeah, so you can get like a pocket watch. So you have different variations. I decided to get the black one. So this is what I got. The black one, so black straps. I really like the straps. They're really sturdy with this. You also get an additional set of straps. In my case, I got these really nice, genuine leather straps. So you can replace it, and if you want, you can place it with these leather straps. I'll put it kind of like this so you can see. It really looks nice like that as well. So you do have a choice of either those or these. And then you also get, as you saw, I think inside a piece of paper. And inside of a piece of paper, you're going to get a link to the instructions of the watch, how to set it up, how it works, how to replace the battery, because you're going to have to eventually. I'm going to talk about that as well. How to replace the battery, how to take care of it, some hiccups. You also get a link to the Timesmith Facebook group, where you are going to be able to talk about the watch and if you have any issues or anything like that. And having mentioned Timesmith, you also get access to the full version of the app. So you're getting access to all the features of the app, since you get an activation code in the box that you can place on the app that you download for you to be able to get the full array of things, the full array of effects on the app itself, which I think that costs $100 on its own. But when you buy the watch, you get that included with your purchase. So you don't have to make any additional purchases with that. So that is essentially what you get. And you also get, of course, the box, which is like the sliding type of box where your watch resides. So that is what you get. So before continuing into the review, let's talk about a few miscellaneous things. So first of all, this is fully electronic, right? This is a fully electronic watch, so it will need to be replaced eventually. The batteries will need to be replaced, but it's the batteries that are readily available. It's not like some special type of hidden battery. So you are going to have to replace it. They say that if you perform this often, essentially the magic trick, you're going to replace it every few months. You're going to have to replace the battery. However, if you just want to use this as your normal watch, which you absolutely can use it as your normal watch, and just perform this on occasions, right? This is not something you're going to go at a gig and perform 50 times. It's something that you're just going to perform here and there, or maybe for a special moment or a special event, and you don't perform it that much. They say it could last up to an entire year if it's just for casual use, and then the off and off performance. But if you do want to work with this, so let's say you go to an event and you perform this 20, 30 times every week for like 2-3 months, you probably are going to have to change the battery every 2-3 months, around that, to just keep it fresh, right? You don't want to strain this too much. Additionally, a complaint that I've seen about some people is that this doesn't have the seconds hand. So this only has the hour and minute hand on it. And I think that for some people that's important to know, because I do know for some people that was actually a very big issue. For me, it's not really an issue as well. It's not really an issue at all, I mean. And for others, it isn't at all as well an issue, but it's something to consider if you're really like a watch aficionado. That is probably something that's going to bother you. So just know that you don't have a second hand ticking on the watch. And the last thing that I want to mention is, of course, since you're getting the app, you will need a phone to be able to perform this with internet capabilities, since you will have to pair your watch to your phone when you do the effect. Now, talking about that as well, in the miscellaneous things, I think this is going to be the longest section of the video. You do have different input methods. I think it's no surprise that you are not able to actually put the exact time to the minute that the spectator has named, right? You are not able to do that, but yeah, there's different input methods. My preferred one is the one on the phone with the lock screen. So as you remove your phone from the pocket, one of the options is the passcode one. So you remove it, you just open your phone. The spectator can look as while you're opening the phone. And then I just love doing the thing of going on Facebook, going on the search bar and telling, if I were to search your name here, I wouldn't find anything online. They would agree. I go to Instagram, I say, if I were on Instagram or even on Google or Safari, I wouldn't find this time readily available online, right? And it just feels like you did nothing. It just feels like you're trying to enforce a point that there's no way that you can find this anywhere. And yes, you have to pull out your phone and do it, but I think it goes so inconspicuous, and so it doesn't really have any part in the effect at all, right? They just see your lock screen, they see you opening your lock screen and clicking on Facebook, right? So it's just very inconspicuous, and I think that's my favorite method. But you do have there's like so many methods here available for you. You can do things with drawings. You can have them draw their number to show people on your phone. You can have it with voice recognition. You could have it with a remote. You can have it with a helper. You can do it with like some inputs. You can do it with secret peeks. You can do it. There's so many ways. I think there's like 8 to 10 different input methods that you can do with this, from literally just having your phone out of sight and while you're talking, literally inputting the thing manually, to voice recognition, which basically has nothing in play, right? Just your phone is in your pocket and is going to recognize it, or just having the thing that I said, which to me is my favorite. I don't think I see any issue with just doing that and say, if I were to search you on Facebook, we won't find it. If I were to search you on Instagram, we won't find it. If we were to go even on Google and type your name, it wouldn't be the first thing that pops up or anything like that. It's probably not even available online for me to know, right? And then you would continue on. To me, that's my favorite method. I think it just flies by, it's justified, and it just ensures that everything is well done, right? Because with other methods, such as the doodle or the draw one or the voice one, sometimes, there may be some mishaps that happen. Whereas with this one, you're going to be 1000% sure that everything went well through the watch and that it put the time that it had to put super safely. So that's my preferred method personally. And I would advise you to maybe look at that method as well. But I do know some people like to use remotes in their pockets, etc. That's completely fine. You can do it. Moving on now, that was quite a long section, but I think that, since this is a very expensive product, I think knowing these miscellaneous things moving into it is really important about making a purchase. So let's talk now about difficulty. Is this difficult to perform? And the answer is no, not at all. Literally all you have to do is just remove the watch from your hand, set a time, whatever, pretend to set a time, place it on their hand, and then literally just do the routine in whatever way you want, and then just have the time appear. So super easily, super modular, really easy, nothing really hard. I would say this is beginner level, nothing complicated. There's no sleight of hand, no nothing. It's a very easy routine to do. Moving on to practicality, is this effect practical? And the answer is yes. All you need for this is the watch that you can use as your daily watch, and you need your phone, which you already carry around with you, and that's pretty much all. I do think you may need internet for this. I do think it is Bluetooth, so maybe I'm not that tech savvy to know if you can use Bluetooth without internet, but I do think Bluetooth works through, needs internet. I'm not so sure. So maybe you will need an internet connection for this to perform it, but I don't think that's an issue for many people. So apart from that, angle-wise, pretty much 360. You don't really want people to see when you're setting a time. It's not that big of an issue. You can even just do it by instinct or feeling. But angles are pretty much 360. Inspectability, it's just the watch. They've been holding it. They've looked at it. They can check it. It's just a normal watch. That's just a normal watch. So there's not much issue regarding that as well. It's inspectable, the angles are good, there's no noise whatsoever here that they can hear. So yeah, it ticks all the boxes of practicality. The only thing that I am going to mention is I do say that this you can wear everywhere you want. But personally, since this is really an expensive piece of tech, I wouldn't wear this as my everyday watch when I know I'm not performing. So I wouldn't go to the beach wearing this watch, or I wouldn't go to a zoo or to an aqua park or go to the sports center or to the gym wearing this watch, right? But if I am going to like a venue where I'm even not hired to perform, but I know some people may ask me to perform something or I'm going to show something, I don't have any issue wearing this. But this, I do know some people that could carry and will carry this around just as their everyday watch, right? It's going to be their mainstay. But I do think that, seeing how expensive this is, for me personally, this is going to be a watch that I wear only when I know 100% that I'm going to perform something for people. So yes, you can wear it as your everyday watch, but seeing how much money you pay for this, maybe not every day, right? You'll see, you kind of understand what I mean. Maybe just that's me just being over precautionary as I'm with everything that I buy, but it's just a small insight. So lastly, moving on to where to perform. Where do you perform this? You could literally perform this anywhere. Street, bars, clubs, out and about, walk around, table hopping, table, no table, stage, parlor, wherever. I honestly, I'm going to perform this in my parlor set as well. I think it slays. You can really perform this pretty much anywhere. I think the effect is so strong. It's such a strong effect that even though people are not going to be able to see all the way back that you've set the specific time to the one named by the spectator, right? As you show, people won't be able to see from super far. I think the reaction that you're going to get from your spectator is going to be so incredibly strong that it's going to speak levels to everyone in the audience. So I do think you can pretty much perform this almost anywhere. And of course, if you perform on a big stage, you're going to have a camera that can zoom in on the watch to show as you're holding it like this. So yeah, pretty much perform it anywhere. So having said that, let's get into the positives and negatives of this. So what are the negatives of the SB watch? So one of the negatives of the SB watch is something that I myself have with all electronic products, and something that a lot of people have with electronic and especially Magic electronic products, since they're so expensive, is you are scared when you have to replace a battery, or when you have to do something to it, or at any small hiccup that may appear. You get that pit in your stomach. You're like, oh no, please don't be broken, please, right? And similar here, since you perform this a lot, you're going to have to switch the battery quite a bit. And I do imagine that the first or second time you switch it, you're going to be really scared to not damage this. You're going to have to take care of when you do this. Of course, this is not really a negative, since it's great that it has a replaceable battery, which means that it's pretty much going to last almost a lifetime, since you just switch out the battery over and over, and it's going to be easy to fix anything wrong with the actual, pretty much the watch. But, there is always that kind of thing in the back of your mind that you hope that this won't break or anything like that. So yes, that's kind of a negative. It's not really one. It's kind of just me. I'm always super worried about every electronic thing I buy. I'm like, oh my God, I really hope it doesn't break down on me. I paid so much money, etc., etc. So just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much the only negative that I have for this. It is just probably a personal negative, but I do know that some people can relate, so I'm just mentioning it. But apart from that, that's the only thing that I have to say. So what are the positives of this? One, the variants of the watches that you can buy are all slick. I like any one of them, whether it's the white one, the black one, or the pocket watch. I like every single one of them. The watch works as a normal watch. You can wear it as an everyday watch if you want. It's also very easy to do, practical, no angle issues whatsoever with this. It works as intended. There's so many different input methods that you can use as well. And there's a lot of really good things to say about this. So would I recommend the SB watch to you versus all the other variants on the market? And what would I rate out of 10? Now, this is my only and my first type of watch like this. And I haven't bought the Turner watch or any other ones in the past, or all the other new ones that are coming in the market. And I can only speak for this, but I do think this does the work perfectly, does it efficiently. I do love Benke Smith. I do think he makes incredible products. I love everything that I've bought from him. So I am confident that this is going to last a super, super long time, and I'm going to get super good customer service from him as well if ever something happens. So Yes, I do recommend this watch. If you're really into mentalism or magic and you want one of those beautiful moments, I think that this is it, and you're not going to be disappointed. Personally, for me, the moment I first saw this effect was in one of Dynamo's episodes from I think like 4 or 5 years ago. He used, I believe, in his performance was the Turner watch, and it literally blew people away. They literally could not believe what just happened. And that was my first introduction to this type of effect, and I was baffled by it. Even as a magician, my jaw dropped in the way that he performed it and how he performed it. And I think owning one of these, if you gig a lot and you perform a lot, you will be able to afford this quite easily. And I do think that this is a great product to have, and I thoroughly recommend it. What would I rate it out of 10? I'm going to rate the SB watch a 9.75 out of 10. It is great. It is worth it. And I think that if you buy this, you will not be disappointed. And that's all I have to say. Make sure if you have any comments, leave them down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everyone in my next one.